This week, you're going to feel very abundant, safe, and lucky for all the right reasons. We have a lot of Aries energy going this week, so that means you're going to feel a lot of intentions and desire to change things for the better. Because it is time to be bold and active, you just might meet your soulmate. So make sure to check out Starcross tab and a link in my bio. When you get your soulmate reading, you get their entire zodiac chart, the soulmate drawing itself, so you know what your soulmate looks like, and the exact date and year when you're gonna meet them. So many of my friends already tried this reading and they were so obsessed because the results are so accurate and you can actually see it for yourself. So if you are interested, it's going to be the first link in my bio, and let's get to the reading. Pisces, let's see, what do you need to expect from this week and what is happening, what is something that is going to surprise you, Pisces. Let's see the energy. The energy for Pisces is actually you about to break from some sort of delusion that was keeping you small. So if you think about any even family thoughts and just like whatever you inherited from your family, from these traditions, from these ancestral traumas, and something that you might have accidentally took from your parents and from your ancestors, some sort of pain, some sort of things that make you small, things that keep you miserable, things that keep you struggling, right? This is going to be a great week for you to actually give it back, and there is so many really powerful ways to do it. Maybe this is not necessarily my place to tell you how you should talk to your ancestors, but you should give all of these challenges back. It's not your challenge to carry, it's not your soul's challenge to, go through it. Your own person, and this is a great week for you to really figure out. And in a way, it might hurt you, this knowledge and this idea and this realization of like, wow, it's sad. It's sad when you see, kittens on the streets. It's sad when you see your family struggle. And it's sad when you see when, I don't know, like some of your ancestors had to struggle through something. It's sad and it's painful. But it does not mean that you have to do exactly the same just to feel, yeah, I'm just like you. I'm also struggling. You've been struggling, so I'm gonna struggle too. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. And this week, you might feel a little bit of kind of like those emotions really like rolling you over. Those emotions, like it's kind of like a wave, right? Like you're trying to ride it, but it's kind of like pushes you a little bit. So when you're gonna feel it, when you're gonna come to these realizations, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid that this is the energy that it's not trying to hurt you. This emotions, this realization, it's not trying to do like anything bad to you. It's just for you to kind of have this new realization, a new point of view when it comes to whatever been happening with you emotionally, whatever been happening with you, with those like mindset, with those mental traps, with those mental cages that you pretty much taken from your ancestors again, or from people around you, or even the society you live in, right? So the best way to live this week is through noticing things and not necessarily trying to, go all in with your feelings when you feel some sort of way about, again, those situations and those people. Aries, let's see what is your energy this week. What is something that you need to know, see, be excited for, be prepared for? What is the energy for you, Aries, here? What is the energy for you, Aries? Seems like this week a lot of signs will be really delusional about something, but here's the thing to you. It seems like you will be delusional in a good way because we do have a lot of energy of Aries happening this week. So it's going to be really fiery. It's going to be very intentional. It's going to have a lot of challenges and a lot of competitions. But for you, that means you're going to learn how to manage all of these emotions and all of these intense feelings and desire to win in a very strategic way. So this is the week when imagine you won $1 million and you're walking out of the deli, and one thing you need to do is to remain calm. Because if you're gonna start screaming, "Oh my God, I won $1 million," like you're gonna get yourself in so much troubles because people gonna see you, people wanna steal your ticket, people would wanna, I don't know, like rob you immediately, right? Like people gonna follow you home. You're gonna attract so much negativity here, and this is the week for you to again play into this like a Neptune role, play into this like a acting situation where you have so much power. You know that you are manifesting something great. You know that you are attracting a lot of big Like, you are attracting a lot of big situation this week. You are, like, you truly are. You starting something very exciting, you starting something that potentially could change your life. But here's the question: you cannot be childish here. You cannot go and like tell the whole world immediately and start yelling about it and yapping about it and attracting those like evil eyes onto you and your situations and whatever like specifically you're going through. There will be a moment when you will need to learn how to be silent, when to be a little bit in the secret mode, a little bit in like, this is my business, and you have no business minding it. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be there. This is what I'm going through. This is the energy that I attract. So you have to keep it to yourself in the best delusional, secret, and dissociated way possible. Taurus, let's see how your week will go. What is your energy this week? What is something that you need to know, see, be excited for, be prepared for? What is the energy for you, Taurus, this week? Wow. Taurus, this will be the week when a lot of things will change. And most importantly, they're going to change from your inner perspective. Something within your soul, something within your deepest like level of yourself, like literally the levels where your soul is, right? Something so sacred, something so important, something so that you're trying to protect so much, something that is literally the most expensive, the most valuable thing you have in your life is your soul, right? It doesn't matter what body you have. You can change your body, you can modify your body, you can, I don't know, do all those things. You can change your hairstyle, you can change your clothes, you can change the way you talk to people, but your soul is always true to itself and it should be true to yourself. So it seems like there will be some big changes that will literally unlock a new level of understanding. What are you here to do? Like, what is your goal? What are you good at? Have you been thinking about some sort of talents that you have, or some sort of, you just look at people, you're like, wow, like these people do like so much. But the only reason why some people do so much and they succeed at so many things, or even just like at certain things, right? Like you look at them and you're like, wow, like this person was meant to do this, is because they follow their heart. They follow something that responds in this energy, in this like a very prosperous, like a livable energy that creates, right? Like a godly creation, like something so important, something so massive, something so meaningful. So even though there are new opportunities here, even though there are, new ways to embody this information, new ways to embody yourself, new ways to acknowledge what is your soul is really asking for, it's gonna come through some sort of like realizations that again might, you know what I mean, they might kind of like shift your mindset in some sort of ways. They might shift you as a personality. Something might happen where you, and it's actually like, the thing is, death is a very, it doesn't matter, like we're talking about tarot, we're talking about literal death. It's in the natural cases, it's a long process. It takes a lot of time for somebody to die, um and you can even like see it from like maybe like weeks ago, or if it's not weeks, it could be, I don't know, like month in some cases. So it has to be something that you probably already been noticing of, dying in that case. Geminis, let's see how your week will go. What is something that you need to be expecting? What is happening with you this week, Gemini? What are we good for? Of course. Of course. Exactly. Geminis, it seems like this week is going to feel like a forest fire. Like you left one little match on fire and now it's accidentally growing into something you have no control over, right? I'm not necessarily saying it's a bad thing, right? Like I know the analogy was the fire forest is like horrible, but you got to think of something that you try to have control over. You try to, I don't know, maybe you did one little thing, and this little thing now really creates a lot of unstoppable consequences. Again, maybe you just said hi to someone and now this person is going to introduce you to someone, and now this person is going to put you somewhere, and now this person, like, there could be a very positive situation out of it. But this is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to say. You might really try to act like it's cool. You might think that, you know what, I have it all under my control. I'm not going to panic. I'm not, and actually you should not panic whatever is happening this week, right? But the thing is, by the end of the day, it's all up to someone else's will. It's up to the universe, it's up to the God, it's up to some sort of like a higher power that you really not will be able to control. The reason I'm saying this, the reason I'm saying this is that, again, some sort of little things, some sort of like a little intention of yours that accidentally happened, creating a lot of unstoppable fire. Because 10 of Wands is all about kind of like, this is not just fire. This is unstoppable fire that like burns everything around, right? Like very dangerous, very, very chaotic, very much like we don't want to deal with it and we cannot deal with this. And we also don't have resources to deal with it. So here's what I'm going to say. On a positive note, this reading could be about you accidentally putting yourself on a new level of responsibilities, work, promotion, new gigs. And actually, I think I'm having a new gig this week because I accidentally did something, right? But like I'm about to host the show in New York this Friday. I'm a Gemini, by the way, right? For you, that could mean the same. Like you could accidentally do something, you could accident, but like the thing is, you got to prepare for the level of responsibility and actions that you will have to carry in order to pull it off. Cancer, so let's see what this week has for you. What is something that you need to know, see, be excited for, be prepared for? What is the energy for you, Cancers? Hope you're having a good time this week. Let's see. Cancers, you chilling this week. You chilling, but you chilling like very fiercely. You know, you chill. You know what is giving? It's giving when do you watch Loot with My Rudolph on Apple? It's kind of like when this like a billionaire woman and she's like burned out and she has like so many things to deal with and she's like, you know what? I'm taking a day off because that's all I can do right now. So it's really giving you a situation like maybe you do have a lot of things to deal with. Maybe you do have to take care of a lot of things. But this is going to be the time when you intentionally hold everything under your control while also allowing yourself to rest and almost like reconnect with this like spiritual and intuitional part of yourself. We do have the High Priestess with the Strength and with the Two of Swords together. So 2 and 2, this is like very much Leo lost energy. And to me, it's mostly saying that even though this is the week to show yourself, show up for yourself, show up through some sort of problems, show up through some sort of challenges, it's also the week to keep it cute and demure. And it's the week to keep it, it's all under control. I'm not worrying. I'm not stressing out. I'm not putting any nervotic vibe into that. You know what I'm saying? So I see that this could play out as you really revealing a new version of yourself who is really capable of going through challenges. So if there is something that you were really putting aside and you were like, well, maybe I don't know how to do this, maybe I'm not strong enough, maybe I don't have resources to deal with it, this week you're going to have all the resources and also you're going to have a very mental stability to do so, right? Because it's kind of like you're trying to, I don't know, watch a TV show, but then it makes you so anxious and it makes you like overthink things that you're just like, oh, I'm gonna quit this TV show. I'm not gonna watch it. But now you in a different mindset and you are in a different place of your life where you able to finish it. And that applies to every other thing in your life, including, your finances, your job, your self-development, relationship with people, because there is something that you will overcome a big time in a major way. You will see some sort of big progress. But again, by the end of the week, you're going to say, but it was so chill. I just did it because I could, and I did. Leos, let's see how this week will go for you. What is something that you need to know, see, be excited for, be prepared for? What is the energy? What is the energy for you this week, Leos? Leos, this is such a quick week. The week will go really fast, but on the other hand, it could be the week when you literally not gonna have a single minute to think about rest, not a single minute to think about, sleeping down. You're not like there is no time to really kind of like let things go. Everything is under your control this week. Everything is having a big kind of like a breakthrough moment, and everything you really do here is just expanding. Not only it's really fast, but I also want to say that the chariot itself is cute. right? Like you really looking on the inside, you're looking on the outside, you're comparing those things together, you bringing together your spirituality and your physical world, and you're making progress, right? But the Knight of Swords and the Devil here, it's kind of like telling you, listen, just because you see some person making money out of selling, like, I don't know, something fake, something unethical. I don't know. Have you ever bought like Etsy spells? Because I did, but I was never like expecting it to work. I bought it like for my own relief, emotional, right? Like I bought like something, like let go of something. I like these people don't do anything. They just literally text you like 2 days after, be like, yeah, I did it. They don't do shit, right? So just because you see that people do that, and just because you're like, wow, like now they really making money, these people really now making like it was such a big progress, they just like they just do it, right? Maybe I should do it too. Maybe I should just like start taking it and start doing it, and then maybe not. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't really see something where you see just like opportunity to capitalize off and go for it really fast without really understanding what's behind this, right? Because there are so many things that really affect your personal strategy, whether it's to make money, whether it's to be famous, whether it's to be successful, whether it's self-development, whether it's relationship. You have your own personal things going on that might just not, work for you. So just because you see people like immediately making money and like capitalizing off of something, it shouldn't mean for you that you should immediately go for it while not having a specific plan. But what it does means is that as you maintain, because Chariot is a very cold card, right? You see this armor. This armor represents kind of like cold emotions, right? Like it's a cold water. It's Cancer. So as you keep this archetype as your main archetype of the week, I think you will actually see better progress rather than if you see the devil as your main archetype. Virgos, let's see what this week has for you. What is the energy there? What is something that you need to know, see, be excited for, be prepared for? What is happening with you, Virgos? Virgos, this is going to be like a very productive week, and productive not only in a sense that you accomplishing some sort of things, but in a way that you're just going to be doing a lot. You're just going to be outside. You're just going to be expressing your ability to work and to do things. There will be some sort of movement. There will be some sort of movement. The thing is, it's actually like it's not even speaking results yet. It's not even speaking some sort of like a major breakthrough. It seems like this week like you got some sort of impulse and intention and desire, like maybe you look at the book and you're just like, hey, this is the idea, this is something that I resonate with, this is something that speaks to me a little bit, right? And then you immediately and you start going into that, making it, doing a progress, trying to achieve something, right? So this is what this week is about for you. It is about like, two is all about like, okay, we're just trying to do something, we're just trying to accomplish something, we're just doing something, right? Two of wands is Mars and Aries, right? So you're just like a lot of doing things. You're just doing things, you're just doing things, you're just doing things, you're just putting a lot of effort because you don't know exactly where you're going yet, right? It's going to be really important this week for you to not think about like, okay, so what is going to be the final result? What is going to be the final version of it? Like what am I going to achieve by the end of the week? No, this is important for you to just do things, to just go for them. And the Six of Cups here is also shows kind of like coming to a balance with I'm okay with it, right? It seems like even though you will be working a lot, you won't be feeling like exhausted because six is all about balance. Six is all about like, you know what? I'm chilling, I'm doing it. I know that this is part of like my material body expression. There is something spiritual that I also want to embody and I also want to do, but like I'm just trying to keep a balance between those two. So as you do things, really don't think about what's happening next, right? Like you're trying to hit the gym, but you're thinking, oh, how am I gonna look like when I'm gonna lose my weight? Do I need to? Am I gonna gain muscles? Am I gonna improve my power? Like, don't think about it. Just hit it, right? You're trying to I don't know, you see all these influencers going to Coachella and staying at like a crazy places, and you're thinking, oh, well, maybe I should do it too, but like what am I going to do? Am I going to do humor? Am I going to sell my own products? Am I going to promote something? Am I going to do affiliate links? Am I going to Don't think about it, just hit it, just do it, because once you do it, what comes after 2 is 3, and 3 is when we get some sort of result. So this week for you is not to necessarily see the result, but more about putting in the action. Libra, let's see what this week has for you. What is something that you need to know, see, be excited for, be prepared for? What is the energy for you this week, Libra? Libra, so this is oh my God, Libra, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Your goal this week is to understand that you are in power of your own happiness, of your own success, of your own satisfaction with this world, with your job, with the things that you do, and with your projects, right? You just have to know that, like, I am in power of this. And the thing is, even if there are people who disagreeing with you, even there are people who trying to drain your energy, even if there are people who trying to diminish your work, you're still in charge of it. If you're trying to become an influencer, for example, if you're trying to become like someone, right, like you're doing the first steps, and so like some of your quote unquote friends comes up to you like, oh wow, like that's cringe, you know, it's also like it's 2026, like nobody's making in this area anymore, maybe we should focus on something more practical, right? These things can hurt you. The thing is, you're still in charge of your own success, you're still in charge of your own happiness, you're still the one who has control over your own life, and not those people. So there will be things that might potentially hurt you, that might potentially, have a little bit this like a nasty human. So think about like the humans, and think about like Five of Swords, right? Like in the swords are overall like not cute, right? Like you like swords is a tool of like some sort of destruction, right? Like if you think about it. And when the swords go down the line from like Two of Swords, Three of Swords, Four of Swords, Five of Swords, right? Like they become a little bit more nasty. They become a little bit more manipulative and aggressive, and there is this energy that would want to hurt you. But the thing is, look at this. Look at this. If you just keep on what you're doing, if you just keep on your goal, on your hustle, on what you need to do, nobody can stop you from being happy. Nobody can stop you from being successful, self-efficient, confident. Nobody can stop you. Like it doesn't matter what these people are saying. It doesn't matter what these people are saying. It doesn't matter what they, but this is going to be your lesson, because what are you going to do when they're going to say all these negative things? Are you going to give up and say, you're right, I'm nothing, I will never be anyone, I will never do anything good? Or will you say, you know what, I'm still committed to my success? Scorpios, let's see how this week will go for you. What is something that you need to know, see, be excited for, be prepared for? What is the energy for you, Scorpios, this week? Oh, Scorpios, this is going to be a really happy week. This is going to be a really productive week. But most importantly, it will be really emotionally fulfilling, and it will be something that you're really proud of, something that makes you feel really whole, something that makes you feel like I am in the right place. You're gonna look around and you're gonna see so many messed up things happening in the world and the people around you and in your environment, but you're gonna be okay, because you're gonna know that there is something that is supporting you, right? What is really important is you gotta lock in on what makes you, and only you, you. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? You need to lock in on something that only resonates with you, that only makes you happy. Because here's the thing, we have the star as our main card here, right? What is it about? It's about finding yourself. It's about finding inspiration, finding the muse, being connected to something bigger, being connected to something, having this like a huge goal, right? Like having this huge goal that will really lead you somewhere, right? But the Eight of Pentacles is all about, listen, it doesn't matter what people are doing. It doesn't matter, like, none of this matters. You gotta lock in and get into the flow state, because Eight of Pentacles is providing you with the energy of being in a flow state. What is the flow state? It's when inspiration meets challenge, meets novelty, meets dopamine, meets serotonin, meets creation, meets art, meets discipline. And it has such a perfect ratio that you're really coming up with something genius and with something so meaningful, something so meaningful. So this week, it's almost like going to be like for you, especially like if you brain rot, right? And you wake up and you first thing you do is start scrolling and like watching AI, Love Island, fruit situation things. You gotta put it aside for a week. You're gonna put it aside for a week. You're gonna delete like whatever you need to do, whatever you need to do, because again, as the Four of Wands suggesting here, if you lock in enough, if you do enough things, if you work enough, it will be long term success, right? Four is all about kind of like having very sustainable, very long lasting, very predictable success. Something it's that type of fire that you can. It's kind of like, you know, when you go to like your Airbnb and you put like a fireplace. This is the this is the four wands. Is the fire that you can maintain, the fire that keeps you warm, the fire that keeps you, you know, cozy and toasty. And the good thing is you can always maintain it. You can always maintain it. You can always add like a little bit more wood if you want a little bit more fire and a little bit more warmth. But all of this you just have to translate into what's going on in your life with your own project and with your own personal expression. Sagittarius, let's see how your week will go. What is something that you need to know, see, be excited for, be prepared for? What is the energy that's overall happening with you this week? Yeah, well, Sagittarius. The thing is, the truth is, here's the truth. When you're gonna lose everything, this is when you're gonna find something that people just cannot take away from you. When you're gonna, I don't know, have a fight with your friend, have a fight with your partner, when you're gonna have a fight with your boss, when you're gonna, I don't know, get into sort of situations where again, like it seems like you're losing something. This is when you're gonna know what is gonna stay with you regardless. Your values, your intuition, your standards, your boundaries, your desires, your manifestation, your creativity, your expression. Like this is that's gonna stay there no matter what people are gonna say, no matter how many people are gonna leave you, no matter how many people are gonna express some sort of concerns about you. It doesn't matter. And the thing is, it seems like well, let's just not sugarcoat things, right? Because Sagittarius, you are wise enough. You're wise enough. Out of all the zodiac signs, like you wise enough to hear this. Even if you are losing something this week, even if it's something like a really chaotic this week, I get an idea that it will be immediately replaced with something better. It's gonna sound weird, but like if you are in a relationship and like you're gonna have like a breakup, it seems like you're gonna immediately get into a new relationship. And I'm pretty sure you've been through those like situations where, or like you've seen those situations, at least like me, when I do this like tarot questions and everything, I hear people all the time saying like, oh, we just broke up and I see this guy already being in a relationship, right? Like, what does it say? What does it mean? It seems like you will be that guy. You will be that person who just like ending something and immediately finding something new. If you just lost your job, it means like this week you're finding immediately something better. If you know what I'm saying, like this energy is not gonna stay empty. This capacity is not gonna stay empty with you. What is gonna happen is that you will pretty much immediately find something more sustainable and better for yourself. So again, you have to be wise enough to remember that that's what's happening, and don't really let yourself down when you see whatever this is happening. Capricorns, let's see how this week will go for you. What is something that you need to know, see, be excited for, be prepared for? What do you need to, what do you need to, Capricorns? What do you need to know? Oh, Capricorns. So first of all, if you're single, if you're trying to meet someone, if you really want somebody who like will spark the life out of you this week, that could be the week. That could be the week when you're gonna feel the fire. That could be the week when you're gonna feel someone, also like someone else's help, someone else's, um, somebody could inspire you. Somebody could really bring like back life into you, like this excitement about future, this excitement about your projects, or maybe you're trying to break into some sort of industry and connect with people, right? Like this could be the week when you like in general meeting someone. It seems like you will be in general more on a social side, because we do have the King of Wands here with Two of Swords and Two of Cups. And two, they all about communication. Two, they all about like integration. It's about like giving energy, getting energy, giving energy, getting energy, right? The Venus in Cancer, the Moon in Libra, like it's all very much like very cute. But the thing about the King of Wands, this week things will only happen if you exactly understand like what do you want from yourself, what do you want from your future, what do you want from your current situation, what do you want from certain relationship, what do you want from your job. Because the kings, even though they have a lot of power and the kings can do literally anything, but they can only do things that they resonate with. If they don't resonate with this thing, if they don't see any sort of opportunity to profit off of things, if they don't see it, guess what, they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna go for it. They're not gonna enjoy it. They're gonna be like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care. So this week, Capricorns, you need to get very clear on who you are, what you do, what you represent, and what do you want to get at the end. Because if you're gonna write it down right now, what do you expect from this week to happen? Things will go so much faster for you and things will happen for you so much faster. And the thing is, there will be some sort of integration with people, communication with people, connecting, doing something, right? Like having this like back and forth energy. So again, just get clear. Aquarius, let's see how your week will go. What is something that you need to know, see, be excited for, be prepared for? What is the energy for you this week, Aquarius? Mm. Oh, wow. Aquarius, this is going to be major week. This week is going to filled with a lot of big changes, transformations, not in a bad way, not in a bad way, with huge energy, with huge potential, and with, you know, some weeks you just like wake up, you do laundry, you go to work, you come back, you go to the gym, you watch something, unwind, go to sleep, do it 7 more times. This is not one of those weeks. This is the weeks when you're gonna go through something, when you're gonna break through, when you're gonna achieve something really, something significant, right? It's something that's gonna give you also a lot of sustainability, right? Like think about like a very sustainable systems. Like maybe you creating some sort of system for yourself this week. Maybe you entering some sort of environment and establishment that has this like system for you to be sustainable with, right? And the most importantly, there is something inside of you that's ready for the change. That's also going to come out on the surface. That's also going to come out on the surface. So, and the thing is, when we do get readings like that, when you have a lot of major arcanas, they all represent different energy, right? Like it's really hard to integrate them because they already kind of like stand out on themselves. So it's really a question like, will you be able to have the capacity to live through all of those archetypes? Because the chance is you might just be able to pick one. And in case you are picking just like one role for yourself, again, there's one situation where you could be just totally breaking through, just totally going into the fears, going through challenges, going through obstacles, and allowing yourself to be brave and letting go of the fears. If that's something that you're choosing this week, then you are completely succeeding. You might choose something more sustainable, as I said, right? Like maybe you entering some new establishments, maybe you're trying to organize some things, maybe you want to follow some sort of order, right? Like maybe you have to do some sort of paperwork and apply to certain things. That could be the thing, right? What's important here is to follow the rules and be part of the system. And obviously the hermit, right? What something on the side, something very deep inside is ready to come out and ready to ask you a deeper question that you did not have the capacity to answer before. But this time, it's time to get real on what is happening with you specifically and what you've been really neglecting for a long time, because the change on the inside is happening and it's only a matter of time until you answer it and see this change on the outside in your environment and in the world that you live in.